Please list the steps you would take before you would recommend banning a book. All authorities consulted, child psychologists, etc. And if you have read the book, cite the number of books you have recommended to be banned, either using or not using the steps.
I have not recommended any book to be banned. And in the book review policy, there is no such word as banning. This is a word that's been embedded into the language to try to make people look bad. I do not want books to be accessible to students if the content isn't educationally appropriate. Some topics should be handled by parents and not by the schools so they can focus on academic performance. Thank you.
Sheryl English, same question. Please list the steps you would take before you would recommend banning a book. All authorities consulted, to include child psychologists, and if you have read the book, cite the number of books you have recommended to be banned, either using or not using the steps.
I haven't challenged any books to be banned. That's a parental choice. There are systems in place in our district if you don't want your child to read a specific book or genre, but that is not for me to do or to say. That is a parent's choice. And I can tell you that challenging books because of content is nothing in comparison to what they have on their phone.
Same question for Debi Scaggs. Please list the steps you would take before you would recommend banning a book. All authorities consulted, to include child psychologists, and if you have read the book, cite the number of books you have recommended to be banned, either using or not using the steps.
Okay, I have challenged 100 plus books at the school system, and about 60 to 70 books have been reviewed. 37 were removed from the library, and 20 were put in restricted parent permission only. I challenge these books on the grounds of what the state indicates is acceptable for obscenities for children, and what the state law indicates what is the common community standard on obscenities. And the books that I challenged contained all the things listed in the law, and that is why I challenged the books and why they were removed.
Same question, last candidate, Barbara Burns. Again, please list the steps you would take before you would recommend banning a book. All authorities consulted, to include child psychologists, and if you have read the book, cite the number of books you have recommended to be banned, either using or not using the steps.
Denton ISD has a policy that follows TEA guidelines on how to ban a book. If I wanted to ban a book, the first thing I would do would be to go to the teacher or the librarian, because that's between me as a parent and my child. And I would never think that it is up to me to make a decision for other parents. A parent absolutely has the right to choose that a child not read a book, and they can tell the librarian that. And those books can be kept from them, but never should we have other parents who tell parents that their children shouldn't have the right to read a book.
Barbara, if you remain for the next question.